Aquí tengo gente que dice que se está tratando de conectar ahí.
¿Dónde lo estás viendo?
Me escriben a mi Facebook personal.
Ah, ya.
Me han preguntado, porque en algunos grupos no me dejaron poner links. Entonces no me
Ok.
dejaron compartirlo, digamos, como literal directo.
Sí.
Entonces la gente me escribía a mi directo.
Vamos a ver si yo tengo esto acá, hace feedback. Ya la apagué.
Y ahorita mientras estábamos esperando que pasen los 2 minutos, estoy pegando. Hay gente que ya está escribiendo. No, ese es el chat privado. Sí,
Me parece que es 7 personas conectadas, ahí se ve la gente. Sí. Siete, ok.
Que estoy pegando a los grupos. Hay uno en Panamá que no quiero tocar porque la dueña es estricta.
Sí, yo mandé la solicitud a los otros grupos, yo creo que no me lo subieron. Si no, ahí quedan para la próxima.
Creo que ya estamos. Bueno, démoslo aquí, es el último minuto. I don't know, maybe people's listening to us.
¿De qué?
I'm just saying we're ready to about to start. 50
Okay.
seconds, 46 seconds. Please make sure you share this. Just in case people is listening to us. 10 people has been connected to our free Spanish classes for today. So hello, we are finally connected. My name is Pablo Arias. I am with International Location Partner. That's my business. So we do shipping. But today we wanted to create something special for you guys. We wanted to create something for the expat community. So we've been getting around and working with different partners to offer you value, tools, in this case, Spanish classes. And we'll be doing this Spanish classes every Wednesday for you guys to connect, to learn, Uh, it is so important that you are able to understand the local language. You're able to connect better. This is going to help you and save you a lots of money and issues. So I'm happy and excited to be here. Uh, in the middle of the session, we'll share with you guys a little bit about our leadership and sponsors, other business owners who are pushing for these efforts to be a reality. And also we have the opportunity to have a giveaway. So one of our sponsors decided, well, in the first kind of on your free Spanish classes, you could give a giveaway. So this is a 2-day rental car. It's got so an automobile. If you guys are needing to move around Costa Rica and you need a rental car, one of our sponsors is doing that. So wait for that, because on the comments, if you are here, you can comment and you could be a winner of one of those couple of days rental cars. Many other things, many other things. This is a new effort that is, we're calling this the Expat Community. And the Expat Community has to start this free weekly Spanish classes. We have on Friday a newsletter, but it's literally a translation of the local news. So local news translated in your language, so you know what's happening in Costa Rica, you know what's happening in Panama, or you know what's happening in Mexico. So you can subscribe to this newsletter depending on the location you are in. So we are excited about that, and we are also programming networking events. So if you want to, connect with local people in your country, in your location, maybe Panama City, maybe San Jose, maybe a city in Mexico, be wait for this, because we're going to be creating a lot more opportunities for you guys to participate, connect with the local communities, learn Spanish, learn what's happening in the country, and a lot more things. So that's a little bit of the introduction of what we're doing today. Wagner, Briere, friend of mine, a guy who I could have described Wagner as a very active. He's active within the expat community. You see him, doing activities, going to networking activities, trying to help, and he's been teaching Spanish for many, many years to many of the expats. And today, Wagner, the stage is yours. Introduce yourself a little bit, and let's go with this free Spanish class.
Muchas gracias, Pablo. Pablo, thank you very much. Yeah, for me, it's a really pleasure to be here in this first session. So I am happy that we can have these free sessions every week. So I love that. So I have been teaching Spanish for my last probably 14 years. So I had the opportunity, and still I have the opportunity, to meet a lot of people, especially in Costa Rica, that is my place. So in these 14 years, probably I met more than 1,000 expats in Costa Rica. So when people ask me, Wagner, do you travel? Yes, I travel every single day in my life. Where? Around the world. Because I have the opportunity to meet people from many countries, in America, in Africa, in Asia. So it's amazing. I love this. I love my profession. I love to teach Spanish. And today I am really happy uh, because yesterday we were talking about, hey, Wagner, do I need to learn Spanish if you live in Costa Rica? So this is one of the questions of my students when they are in Costa Rica. What do you think about that, Pablo?
I honestly believe if you don't know Spanish, and I said this yesterday and I will say it again, you're missing out of many things. Let me just put some context into it. We help people move to Costa Rica, Panama, Mexico, many countries. They
Okay.
come and they love our nature, they love our cities, they love our people. People is friendly. how much more would you love our country if you understand us better, if you understand the culture? And that's in one side. You could love our countries more, but how much more ability you will have to negotiate better so you don't get the gringo pricing. So I'm definitely sure that putting the effort and trying to connect better to whoever you are talking in our countries is going to be of benefit for you.
Can you imagine when I start my business 14 years ago, when I saw what the other companies they were offering? So I said, we need to do something different. When one person called me, when one person contacted about the Spanish classes, instead to give to the person programs, packages, so that it's easy, what I do with them is ask you something. And this is the question. Why do you want to learn Spanish? Because all the people has different intentions when they decide to study Spanish. And this is also answer to the question, do I need to learn Spanish if I am in Costa Rica? Well, yes. The answer is yes. And it's not because I am a Spanish teacher and this is my business. No, you said something real. And I have many testimonials about my students about the decision to learn or not Spanish. Why did you need to learn Spanish? Security. So if I am not speaking Spanish in your country, probably I feel not safe. So I want to enjoy the country. I want to live in Costa Rica. I want to live in Mexico. I want to spend some time in Spain, but I want to feel safe. And learning a language give you that security. Why do you want to learn Spanish? Why do you need to learn Spanish? Okay, Wagner. I bought a restaurant last week. My 20 employees, they are ticos. Of course, I need to learn the Spanish because I need to communicate with them. You are running the business, so it's necessary for you. Why did you need to learn Spanish? Because, Wagner, my kids, now they are 5 years old, they are 6 years old, so I need to take them with me to the supermarket because they are speaking or they are in communication with the cashier. So I need to learn Spanish. I want to do that for myself. Why did you need to learn Spanish? Job opportunities. So if you are in Costa Rica, and I can see sometimes questions in the Facebook group about people asking jobs in Costa Rica. If you learn Spanish, if you speak Spanish, you can have also the opportunity to get a job opportunity. And some of my students, they work with medical companies. They work with devices, medical devices, and I know that they don't need Spanish to work, but they need Spanish to live. They will be here, and the same situation with people who works with embassies. So they need Spanish because they are in Costa Rica. What about if you have, I hope no, but what about if you have an accident and you cannot communicate in Spanish? So you should know at least basic, and that is how you start the process to learn Spanish in Costa Rica. One of the testimonials that I have about that was one student. Her name is Mary. Can you imagine that she spent 2 years into her apartment? No communication with neighbors, no communication with friends, because the reason was, I don't know to speak Spanish. When she decided, 2 years, when she decided to study Spanish, after that, her life changed totally. So now I can see her in Escazú, in reading clubs, cooking classes, dance classes, but not with people who speak English. If not, with ticas and ticos. And always when I see her, what she said is, Wagner, gracias. Wagner, thank you, because you pushed me to learn Spanish, and now my life is different. Pablo, that is amazing.
Well, before we go into topic, before we start with the class, let's just show a little bit of our leadership, and then we go into what you have to show us and teach us today. So that's it. I'll let you guys know for a little bit, and then before we finish, remember, all of you guys are putting comments. In between all those comments, we're going to be giving a couple of days for rental car from one of our sponsors. So I'll see you in a little bit.
Okay. I want to see your comments. Who are here? Okay, today we have our first class about a system that I like to use to teach Spanish. So I create this system during my time teaching Spanish, because it's not only what we learn in the university, that how to teach. If not, it's what I can do to help my students to get Spanish in one easy way. I create one system that I call the 5-finger system. If you go to my website, so you can see the website link. In this website, I talk about the system. And today, I want to give you one introduction about that. We will be talking about the system in the next six next sessions. We will be talking about the system. This system, it's a system that if you learn it, you will use it the rest of the time that you will be speaking Spanish. The system, it's an easy way to produce sentences in Spanish. So with my experience, sometimes I can find different situations with the students. Sometimes we have a student, I don't know if it's your case, but sometimes I have a students that they say only one word when they are speaking Spanish. So they can say agua. Of course, if they say agua and they are in a restaurant, the waitress is going to understand that what you want is to drink or to buy water. So if you are in a bar, or if you are in a restaurant and you say baño, what's the meaning of baño? ¿Qué significa baño? You know what is the meaning? If you say baño, of course, the person is going to understand that you want to use the bathroom. Yep. But that is exactly one of the situations or one of the small issues when you try to learn Spanish, that you get the custom to use only single words. Baño. Exacto, Greg. Say, Greg is helping me. Baño, bathroom. If you say baño, if you say cerveza, if you say vino, if you say, single words. So that it's okay. Of course, you are trying to communicate, but that is not enough. And it's not only that it's not enough, if not, what I want is with my students that they try to create complete sentences. Sometimes also we have students that they speak, and this is something funny. It's not offensive, it's something funny. Sometimes the students, they speak what I said in salad mode. You know what is a salad? You have tomato, you have lettuce, you have carrots, you have onions, and you have everything mixed up. Wagner, people don't understand when I speak. Yeah, probably it's because you are speaking in salad mode. You are speaking Spanish, but for us, it's difficult to understand what you are saying. You have content in your brain, you have vocabulary in your brain, but you are putting that content in different order. With the system, I help you with that because the system is going to guide you. The system is the guide that where you should put that information. After you learn that, every single sentence that you are going to say, people is going to understand. So to see this, we have a student that they say only single words, or we have a student that they speak in salad mode. With the system, remember the 5-finger system, Wagner. And why that name? Because it's an easy way to create sentences. You will use your fingers to create a sentence, and you will connect your hand, your brain, and your mouth. Of course, you need to learn what's the system to create the sentence. But after you learn that, the truth is you will enjoy speaking Spanish and you will be communicating in best ways. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit more about the system. What is the information that we should put in the system? What's the information that we will shoot in the system? Today, we will talk a little bit about this. Okay. There are some reasons why I like this. I like to use the system because the student is not going to translate from English to Spanish or Spanish to English. That this is also one of the issues. Yeah, this is also one of the issues when we learn a language. Wagner. So I try to speak Spanish, but when the person said something in Spanish, I I take that sentence, I try to translate, I translate to English, I think the answer in English, and I translate the answer to Spanish. And when I want to say that, now the person is 3 minutes ahead of me. Exactly. That is something that usually happens. Why? Because we are losing time using that system of production. So, but with the system, you are going to think directly in Spanish. So you are not going to translate. You are not going to use salad mode. You are not going to use single words. Wagner, how many ways to create sentences do you have in Spanish? Well, there's many ways to create sentences in Spanish. However, you need only one to start your process. And this word is very important. Learn a language. It's a process. Learn Spanish. It's a process. Can be fluent in 3 months? Probably not. Even if you take 8 hours per day, every day, it's not possible because we need to assimilate. So, but you will be functional. I promise you that. So you will be functional. And today, after we finish this class, I am totally sure that you will be able to start creating sentences in Spanish. Okay, let's go to the system. This is in English. Please tell me if I can say this in English. Today, I want to eat pizza. I want to read the comments. Today, I want to eat pizza. Can I say that in English? What do you think? See it? Yes, we can say that in English. Today, I want to eat pizza. So, with the system, you are going to say exactly the same in Spanish. Marlene, thank you. Marlene said yes. Today, I want to eat pizza. En español, who wants to say that in Spanish? Hoy yo quiero comer pizza. Exactly the same. Today I want to eat pizza. Hoy yo quiero comer pizza. Hey guys, it is exactly the same structure. The same structure in English, the same structure in Spanish. Wagner, but can we put the time at the end? Yes. And in Spanish, yes. Remember what I told you. There are many ways to create sentences in Spanish. But when we start, we need only one way. And for you, it will be enough. Okay, you will see this one more time. Hoy yo quiero comer pizza. Today I want to eat pizza. In the system, we will use 6 main verbs. In Spanish, we have 15,000 verbs. But when you use the system, in the system, we will use only 6 main verbs. Okay? Today, I am using the verbo querer. What's the meaning of the verbo querer? To want. That is why I said, hoy yo quiero comer pizza. Today, I want to eat pizza. So, but you can continue creating sentences following the same system. Now it's not that I don't want to eat pizza. If not, see this. Hoy yo quiero ir a la playa. Today I want to go to the beach. So you are using the same structure. Of course, now what we are doing is changing the verb, changing the content in the sentence. Okay, after these 2 examples, I want to check with you, if you pay attention, what is the information that I am using in the finger 1? What's the information that I am using in the finger 2? What's the information in the finger 3, 4, and 5? Who wants to comment? Okay, 10 seconds. Information finger 1, information finger 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, in the finger number 1, we will use the time. Hoy, todos los días, todos los meses, todas las semanas, every week, every Monday, every day, every month, every year, today, now. So in the finger number 1, we will use time. In the finger number 2, let me tell you this in this way. We will use the person. Remember, like a Spanish teacher, I don't need to tell you technical denominations because you are not going to study Spanish to be teacher. You want to communicate. We will use the person in the finger number 2. Finger number 3, we will use one verb. Finger number 4, we will use the second verb. And in the finger number 5, we will put everything that you want to say. Remember when the person in the bar said baño, he was using the finger 5. When the person in the restaurant said cerveza, it's using the finger 5. When the person in the supermarket is it's saying water, it's using the finger 5. So the person who used to speak Spanish using only single verbs, single words, it's using the finger number 5. But what I want is that you try to use the complete structure. It's better to know the complete structure than to say only single words. Can I use single words? Yes, of course. You can use single words. But the good thing is that you are ready to say complete sentences if you need it. Okay, Greg, you put here, finger 1, it's when. Finger 2, it's who. Exactly. Finger 3 is the verb number 1. Finger 4 is the verb number 2. And in the finger 5, you put the noun, or we are saying everything that you want to say. But pay attention to this. Always when we have two verbs together, there's one golden rule. And the golden rule is always the verb number 1, it should be conjugated. And the verb number 2, it should be infinitive. In our next classes, we will talk with more details about that. So if you want to know what is a conjugated verb, please, I want to see you here next week. If you want to know what is a infinitive verb, because Wagner, I don't know what is that, I will wait for you next class, okay? We will talk with more details about that. Today, I want to give you a general idea that how you can create sentences using the system, okay? One more time, finger 1, who, when, finger 2, who, finger 3, verb number 1, finger 4, verb number 2, and finger 5, it's our production. In the finger 5, it's our production. Remember, in the finger number 3, we will use only 6 main verbs. Only 6 main verbs. In my examples, I use the verbo to want, the verbo querer. But also, we can use, for example, the verbo necesitar. Who knows the meaning of necesitar? ¿Qué significa necesitar? I want to see your comments. Necesitar significa to need. One more verb, the verbo tener. ¿Qué significa el verbo tener? Tener significa to have to or must. Also, one of the verbs that we will use in the system is the verb deber. ¿Qué significa deber? Should. In the same structure, we will use the verb gustar. ¿Qué significa el verbo gustar? What's the meaning of the verbo gustar? To like, okay? Every week, we will study one of these 6 main verbs. Next week, we will study about what is a verb, what is a conjugated verb, what is an infinitive verb, plus the use of the system with the verbo necesitar. Every week, we will use the system with the rest of the 6 main verbs. Wagner, but you said that you have in Spanish 15,000 verbs. Can I use that 15,000 verbs in the finger number 4? The answer is yes. We can use the 15,000 verbs, the rest of the 15,000 verbs, 14,994. But because all of you are a really nice guys, I promise you should study only 1,000. No, but maybe not 1,000. So in our system, we will study only 77 verbs that you will use with the system. The 6 main verbs, the system, plus the 77 verbs, I promise you will be able to create more than 2,000 of sentences that you can use in 2,000 of different situations in your real life. And this is exactly what my students, they learn. And they say, Wagner, you are crazy. Yes, I am crazy. But now you are using that. Okay? So I need to stop here with the system. But I want that you see how, with only a couple of examples, you are ready to create sentences. Do you want to continue? Do you want to learn more about that?
Yeah.
Pablo, I see all the people next week, same time, here, with the idea to start the process to learn Spanish with the system, okay?
Well, just hold on. I want to grab you a minute. I also have a guest surprise that we'll introduce in a minute. A lot of people here in Panama knows good friend Mike Kelly, leader of an expat community here in Panama. I'm in Panama today. But before I get into introducing and what we're doing with the expatcommunity.com, I want to ask you, so you're meaning to tell me that if I only learn one single way to express, I'm good to go?
At the beginning, yes. Yeah.
So
See,
it's not as complicated.
my students. So they use the system when they are beginners. In the present, yes. In the past, they continue using the system. In the future, they continue using the system. So when I have students in the intermediate level, and sometimes they are speaking like in salad mode, hey, what happened? You are not using the system. They return to the system, and after that, they will have more problems because people think that they are native. They are speaking in the right way. Yeah. So the system. So you will see how magic is this. If you continue in the process, if you continue taking these classes every Wednesday, you will see how the system works. Okay.
Amazing. But let me get in here and introduce to you guys good friend of mine, expat leader with the expat community in Panama. He also owns an international relocation tour that specializes in Panama. And I just want to get a brief, uh, I want your opinion, Mike. How important is learning second language, Spanish, at least for you and your customers and the people that you help moving into Panama? Please say hi.
Hey, Pablo, thank you. No, it's great to be here. And, I was listening in to your class. And, first of all, it's very important that you learn Spanish, whether you live in Panama, Costa Rica, wherever. I mean, to be able to speak the language is going to put you way ahead. I always have people, we hear people ask us all the time, Pablo, like, do I need to learn Spanish? Or also, I just hear people like say that you can get away with not speaking Spanish, but why would you just want to get away with it? Why would you want to slide by without speaking the language? So super important. And what I like about that, what you were saying is that, the system, like when I learned Spanish, so it's my second language, I've been speaking Spanish for over 20 years as a second language, and it takes time. It's definitely not something that you get fluent at quickly. But I started learning in high school in Spanish class. There's no system there. They just teach you the rules out of a book, and it really doesn't help you. I mean, it gives you the basics like conjugating verbs. You kind of learn that, like the very basics. But if you take 4 years of Spanish in high school, and then you walk out into the world and go to a Spanish-speaking country and try to have conversations, it's not going to happen. So having a system, like you said, to learn it in a practical way is huge, and I think that's the code that has to be cracked. A practical system that's totally unlike how they teach you in school. That's more similar to how you would learn if you were learning it as your first language. How to tapping into maybe like the mind of a child a little bit. How do they learn it? Now, obviously, it's not that easy when we're growing up, but I love the system. I think it's really cool.
Thank you, Mike.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's it sounded great. I was definitely. I think
just
people are really gonna like that. I think people are really gonna like to hear it, and just listening to you how you teach it. I think that it's a huge value that for anyone that wants to tune into these classes, it's gonna be awesome.
All right, just to kind of summarize a little bit, what we're doing here, we are launching a platform for the community that has free services like learning Spanish every Wednesday. Also, we are translating local news into English. So perhaps you don't want to learn Spanish, or you're not ready with the learning, but you want to know the local news. What's happening locally in Costa Rica? What's happening locally in Panama? We'll take the news from local newspapers, translate those news, and send those to you in a newsletter every Friday. And we're also going to be launching and doing meetups and networking events. So all of these are free for you guys to enjoy, to use. Of course, we we are not able to do a networking event in every single town in Costa Rica or every single town in Panama or Mexico, but we go town by town, finding ways to connect you guys so you guys can meet other expats and enjoy your life as an expat in our countries. And that's about it for today. I leave you guys once again with our sponsors, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Make sure you guys visit theexpatcommunity.com and subscribe to the newsletter. And also, if you have, you want to share your ideas, you want to help with this project, maybe you own a business that is, to help the expat community. We want to talk to you. We want to get you integrated into this community. We believe we should all help the expat protect the community and also protect our country's reputation. Protect you guys from the gringo prices, protect you guys from the wrong information. So we are happy to collaborate and invite other businesses to be part of this. I think it's amazing.
It's amazing, Pablo.